Do you sometimes feel like, okay, I just need to get this one more thing right, and then I'm gonna show myself to the world, I'm gonna have a relationship, I'm gonna, be successful, all these things that may be floating around as desires in your head and in your heart. Welcome back to my vlog. I'm Vanessa, and I'm just, sharing some wisdom from my heart with you here. So if you're new, welcome and thank you for tuning in. So I wanted to share with you something that I've been working through, some deeper layers in my own process, and it's always so helpful to consult your inner child. And if you are unfamiliar with that concept, it's internal family systems, or parts work also called, where you connect to an inner part of yourself. And often those parts come or originate in our childhood, because this is where we had the most influential learning experiences that shaped our thinking, our beliefs, the way that we see the world and the way that we see ourselves. And yeah, that's why it's so useful and beneficial for you to consult your inner child, either in a meditation or through journaling. There's so many ways to do that. And yeah, our inner child sits in our subconscious, and our subconscious is not part of our logical mind. So that means when you want to get in touch with your subconscious, sometimes it's the best thing when you're not thinking through something. But when you get into a so-called hypnotic state, and that can be achieved in various ways. For example, I'm on a walk right now. So you could say, you get quiet, you walk in nature. That's a good way, because your brain waves slow down. You get into a more relaxed state, into an alpha state, where you're, on a frequency that is more tuned into the natural rhythms, which are always slower than our city life society rhythms, no? And yeah, this is when feelings, emotions, realizations can come up that sit usually in your subconscious mind and are overwritten by logic. And another way could be breathwork, sound therapy, sound healing, meditation. There's so many ways to do that. And yeah, so when you want to access your inner child, it's such a good way to consult them for advice and for understanding, all right, what is really going on? Sorry, I have something in my hands that I'm carrying. And when it is about you allowing yourself to be seen by the world, you allowing yourself to be heard, sometimes that's hard, right? It's sometimes hard to allow yourself to be seen by your immediate environment. So letting yourself be seen like I'm doing right now on YouTube, it's another level of exposure, so to say. And that may take courage depending on how you grew up, with what self-belief, self-trust, self-esteem you grew up with. And what I want to specifically talk to you about today is the idea that, wait, let me just sit down here. Sometimes we feel like we need to heal forever, or we need to heal just this one more thing, or we need to just lose 5 more kilos and then we're desirable, or we need to just get this position with that title or that car in order to be worthy. Let me tell you, the most radical thing you could do for yourself is accept yourself right here, right now, exactly how you are. Even if you're not in your ideal shape or in the ideal position that you want to be in life. And why is this so powerful? I did last night a breathwork session for myself because I felt like some, old thoughts come up that I haven't felt in a long time. And what I do when that happens is I notice that there's negative self-talk, and I'm like, that doesn't feel supportive to me. So let's consult my inner child and ask her, what's going on? Are you okay? What is this part that's coming up here? Because when we try to push those parts away, they are just going to come back more radically, yeah? And hunting is maybe not a good word for it, but sort of haunt us even more. So you wouldn't just push a child away, I hope, right? So imagine you would go to the child, knee down to be on their height, and you would ask them, hey, I noticed that you have a lot of negative self-talk. What is going on? Are you okay? And this is what you can do in, for example, an inner child meditation. You ask them, okay, what part of you, what part of me is kind of activated right now? It's kind of feeling triggered. And then for me, a part came up. And, sometimes when I don't get access enough to that part, then I go into breathwork, because that helps me step out of my logical mind even more and gives me access to held emotions and memories that sit in my body, in my nervous system, that are hardly accessible through the logical mind. Yeah. So then I did some breath work, and then I realized, wow, my inner child was saying to me, I'm going to share the conversation with you because it might be helpful for you as well. So she was saying, I just need to get a little bit better at this and a little bit better at that. And then I just need to, get this right and that right. And I was like, seeing her in front of my mental eye, my inner eye, like trying to, achieve all these little things to be loved and accepted and, seen and supported. And I suddenly I got really emotional. I had to cry because I was like, oh my God, you don't have to do anything of that to be loved by me. And usually that happens, like those beliefs are being created when the environment growing up or in a certain situation as an adult, if you have been in an abusive relationship or where somebody didn't appreciate you, those limiting beliefs are being created, and it's hard to step out of it. Yeah, because the love that we desired in that moment, there wasn't an older me that could go into the situation and tell my inner child or my child me in that time, hey, I'm here for you, I would never let you down. But in that time, when you are a child, you may have not had that reassurance. Sure, people may have been there for you, but maybe it wasn't in the exact way that you would have needed it. And as a child, it's hard to communicate your needs, right? You just don't have the language yet. And so that's why it's so powerful to go into your subconscious mind, to connect with your inner parts and reassure them. And you're maybe thinking now, yeah, but now, isn't that a bit late? How does that work? Your mind does not know the difference between reality and imagination. That's why it works. That's why when you go and connect to parts of yourself emotionally, not with your mind, but with your body emotionally, sensations, emotions, feelings, memories, then you can release held emotions that are still lingering in your system. And that's what I did last night, right? With my example that I shared with you. I went in, I realized this belief my inner child was still holding about, that feeling that she just needed to get it right a little more, this thing to get it right. And then she would be loved and supported and acknowledged and whatever. And I just had to cry because it made me really emotional that I had that belief and that I was trying so hard, but that it wasn't acknowledged or realized by, my environment growing up. And they may have given me other kinds of love, the ways that they learned and they knew, but it wasn't, I think I was missing the emotional connection that I would have needed as a child. And as I released that held emotion, I suddenly could tell my inner child, oh my God, I will never reject you or abandon you. I will never judge you for, not being perfect, for being human, for making mistakes, because we all do. We all do. It's true. No matter if you're a superstar or if you are not, if you're a normal person. My video got interrupted, and it's actually another day because my phone battery went off when I filmed this video. But what I just wanted to say is that self-acceptance is really what we should look for, and not in getting greater, better and further, but finding this right here, right now, with all your flaws, with all your imperfections, because the human journey is the most powerful one. And I think a lot of people always try so much to outrun their humanity and try to be any starseed or any spiritual thing. But guess what? You came to Earth to be a human. That's your spiritual journey. And the best thing you can do to embrace that spiritual journey of being human is letting yourself make mistakes. Be aware of which mistakes, support you and which don't, but allow yourself. Have values and have morals that you live by. But don't strangle yourself when you make a mistake and you overstep or whatever. You're human. Communicate that you mean it from your heart and that you didn't try to hurt somebody. And if you do try to hurt somebody, take a step back and ask yourself, what is really going on? Where am I hurting that I want to hurt someone else? Okay? You've got this, I know it. This journey is not linear, and this journey is not about becoming a guru on the mountain. Sorry. It's about becoming human. And that is the biggest spiritual task I think we all have. So from my heart to yours, I love you. Please comment below. If you don't know what to say, just say, I allow myself to be human. And share with me where you're at in your journey, how it is for you to accept yourself. Or are you there yet? Are you not there yet? Share with me. I would really love to know. Okay? We are in this together. Alrighty. I see you soon. Ciao.